I did.
The laundry's not done yet?
Oh, there it is. No.
Elves.
Elves.
Huh?
Elves.
Elves. Bye, Jesse. Alright, I'm scooting up. I'm scooting.
What are you doing here, Jinjo?
I don't get the reference.
Yeah, Brandon was like, yeah, text me when you're ready. And I was like, I'm ready. He's like, well, I'm not, my laundry's not done. I was like, oh, well, you text me when you're ready.
He did the same thing to me. He was like, make sure you're here by 8, and he threatened my life if I was like even a second late.
And the laundry's not yet done.
No.
Or even switched.
No. It's kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
And it's not something anybody else that is in this house right now could take care of. He's got to do it.
That is crazy.
Right?
It's one man.
I know. They're all stuck.
It's not even his house. You're right. There are more than one people.
Yeah. His wife's here. His brother's here.
Are the parents here?
The parents are here.
That's crazy.
Everyone's here. But he's got to do it.
At this time.
At this time, right now.
That's funny.
Yeah. This is why...
This is why what? Sorry.
I was just going to say this is why the first 90 seconds of every YouTube video start with us shitting on Brandon.
Yeah, that's right. How are we going to start this, bad bitch? We can decide that in the time.
I don't know. I don't have any ideas, I don't think.
We'll tell Brandon we're gonna do like ho 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 Christmas talk, but in reality he's gonna be at the Nuremberg trials.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
It'll set up next week's episode.
We should oh yeah, it will. Because this will come out like tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should we already did a Santa interview.
Did you guys?
I think so. God, I don't remember. These episodes have been so sporadic.
Well, I'll just talk like Santa, and then me and you will turn on him.
Okay.
I'll be ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, except for this Santa. He was bad. He's on the naughty list.
The shortest Santa gets exiled. Or excommunicated like a pope would.
Their head gets exiled from their neck.
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
Ho ho ho.
And how long does it take to transfer the laundry from washer to dryer?
At least this amount of time that it's been.
What else goes into it besides grabbing it and throwing it in?
I don't know. I feel like he got his hand stuck, or like one of the socks is behind the dryer, so he's like trying to get it out.
One of those pornos where you get your hand stuck.
Oh yeah.
For like 3 hours. Instead of helping, the sun just comes and fucks you.
Brandon's getting fucked by a stepbrother right now.
I can see it.
Oh no, here he comes. I think.
Hey guys, I got more laundry.
Bad news. You got to reschedule. Can't do it this week. Just so much laundry to do.
He's back. He back?
No.
What was that door?
I could have sworn I heard him.
Does this look like a hijab if I'm like this?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's a good bit, I think.
Is hijab the women's cloth they used to cover their face so they're not indecent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good hijab.
Is it a good bit, though?
Well, I don't know. Are you just like being Muslim, or is there a thing with this bit?
No.
He was like, "Oh, I thought that was a woman the whole time under there," and then you're like, "Surprise! Look at my facial hair."
It's me. It was a muffled voice on the podcast.
Hey, I'm Morbin here. I'm Santa Claus.
He gets the
You
intro
got it.
already.
Yeah, we're gonna
Is
do.
that our intro?
Wait. Bren, did we do a Santa interview last week already?
Last week?
Or whenever the last time we recorded was, did we do the Santa interview?
We did a Wookiee interview.
No, I know, but I thought we did a Santa interview. Like we were interviewing people to be Santa because that was like the whole episode last time.
Oh.
I don't know.
No, we did a draft of the best Santas.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so we can do the interview still.
Okay, Brandon, you'll be Santa, and me
We always
Seth.
do.
But this one like was at least
this one,
in theme.
it's poignant for sure. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it's part of like what was a part of the episode, I guess.
Where I was just like, we're gonna interview.
We're gonna interview.
Yeah, that's a running bit is interviews.
Did you guys get my thing for the links to?
Yeah, I started on the best picture, and then I realized I need to write down the 16 movies we've done.
They're at the bottom.
I know, but I'm scrolling down, scrolling back up. I'm gonna forget by the time I scroll back to the top. So I'm gonna write them down. Yeah, see. Good job, Lucas. I'm going to write them down and then do it later tonight.
Come on.
So far as Spirited Away, Space Chimps was my second.
No,
it's staying there.
I will remove it.
I'll keep putting it there until the bracket.
So just Spirited Away and Space Chimps is all you have.
That's all I've written down. We got this best actor, and I was like, I don't remember anybody.
Yeah, some of those will take. The first thing I put in was I immediately went to worst animal and put in Itchy.
Oh.
He jerked off in front of his family. He deserves to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Look at Lucas.
Lucas is infected instead of dead.
Yeah.
Are you sick?
But Itchy went to heaven, so he's not an animal.
Animals don't go to heaven.
I'm kind of sick.
Poor guy.
Is it nice and cold there?
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. It's fun.
It's chilly.
Sound check, sound check, sound check.
Mike, check.
Mine's good.
You're a little quiet, but that's okay.
Mike, check.
Nothing that Noisegate can't fix.
I know. I love noise.
Oh,
my God,
he
did that one
died.
on purpose. That was definitely on purpose.
Oh, we'll get into it. Well, we'll figure it out.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. That's what you say right after chopping somebody in half on Christmas.
You should have saved that. That's great.
For what?
I don't
For
know.
who?
A first date.
You can still use it.
Yeah.
It's not spoiled.
With Kelly.
I would not use that as like an opener, probably. Brand, this is being recorded.
Yeah.
Nice.
No. All my ammo.
Whoa! This spear goes way back. I forgot I broke it a long time
Super
ago.
late reaction trying to catch you.
Okay.
All right.
Are we ready? Wait, I am Santa interviewing you guys for new.
No, we're interviewing you
You're like, we're on like a TV network, and you're Santa.
for the new Santa. Remember they were interviewing for a new Santa?
So I'm all. Wait, no, you guys are doing different things. You're interviewing for a new Santa.
What are you doing?
Lucas is like, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
daytime
no,
television.
Let's do that. I like that.
No, okay.
You guys are the two co-hosts of this daytime television show, and I'm
Okay.
Santa, the
No,
guest
I'll
that
be-
you brought
I'll
on.
be the anchor. Seth will be the field reporter.
Okay.
So it's just the news now?
Yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
news with Santa.
Okay. Deal.
I'll plug in. Well, we can when you edit this, we can plug in some like newscast
Okay.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bum 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 bum.
I love it.
Bum bum.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
Lucas is
ready.
anchor. He's going to introduce me in the field with Santa, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, play.
NBC Nightly News. With
Dun, 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 dun.
your host, Darren Holmgren. Hey everybody, Darren Holmgren here. And we have Seth on the scene. Seth?
Everybody, barren homeless here on the field with Santa S. Claus. Santa, any words?
Pearl Harbor.
Santa did Pearl Harbor. You heard it here first, folks. And that is why in the background here you see a line of his peers. Our peers. He only works with elves. Santa, would you like to tell the people what you're on trial here for today?
Lines of cocaine.
That's right. Crimes against humanity, folks.
Yes, these are the Nuremberg trials. Thank you, Seth, for reporting live from Nuremberg. Santa, with his elves, the surviving victims of what people are calling the Holocaust. A lot more victims
Pearl Harbor
that we cannot see, of course. Any other thoughts, Mr. Seth?
I'd prefer to keep it brief. The extent of what this man has done to people and the affront to God he's put on in the last, what seems like an eternity, should not be explained to the general public. Will be published for the future, and hopefully we can learn from our discretions.
Beautiful.
Christopher Columbus is my hero.
Hey, you heard it here, folks.
I like
the
hose.
firing squad is ready. They're prepping the chambers
I like
right now.
hose.
They've got itchy fingers the
And
more that he speaks.
I'm getting word from our other field reporter that Santa Claus is actually an alias for Brandon Snedeker. Brandon Snedeker, Montana citizen, Billings graduate.
I'm going to rip off this mask.
Mr. Jenkins! Why'd I get put on fucking Nuremberg again? Quit counting down. What the fuck is this?
When you leave the room.
Speeding.
Speeding?
Speeding. We're speeding. It's an industry term. You wouldn't get it. I don't...
Doing speed.
I think it beats our Christmas mail opener still.
What do we do for... Oh, Senora Santa.
I don't remember. I tried to block it out.
Senora Santa.
It was bad.
It was good.
Our intros are always the worst, which is kind of a problem because we always stick them at the beginning when everyone listens at the start.
You don't really hook anybody in with them. It's almost a
It's
barrier you have to climb over to get to the good stuff.
It's never anything cool.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, I should listen to more of this. These guys sound like they know what they're talking about. So he's like, this is exactly what I thought it would be. A bunch of fucking idiots.
Especially a first-time listener. They're like, who is this man? Who is Brandon Snedeker? Why is he in the Nurembergs? What does this have to do with movies?
Yes.
So, this is TV Talk is for the hardcore.
That is true. A first-time listener should not tune into TV Talk. You're going way ahead of yourself there. Yeah.
Yeah, I like pushing away any new listeners.
Because that's what you want trying to grow a podcast.
Well, they're like, oh, I'm going to listen anyway. They told me I couldn't.
Huh.
Idiots.
Yeah.
And that's how we get them.
Reverse psychology, just shit on everybody that's listening.
This is fun.
Yeah, what are we doing?
TV Talk.
It's TV Talk.
That's what we're doing.
I'm here, bitch.
Hey, Lucas is here, finally.
Lucas is here, bitch.
We've been doing the Santa Clauses, just me and Seth, and one time Marina on here. And so we haven't had Lucas, who's been my TV Talk Writer's Block partner from the beginno. With Lizzo. And Jello.
Getting further from the plot, I think.
And Fallout Bow.
And this is the only episode of the Santa Clauses I've seen.
Oh, I was gonna ask you that.
4.
You hadn't watched anything leading up to this.
Nope. I listened to episode 1 of our podcast and did not listen to the other 2. So jumping to episode 4 was an interesting jump.
He's behind too, so you don't have to feel so bad.
I don't feel bad about being behind. You guys are trying to guilt me into feeling bad about it.
Oh, come on, Seth.
Lucas, no.
He's still in The Shining.
That's not our dynamic.
Immediately, hey, don't guilt me. Come on, Seth. He flipped so quick. You never know.
Feel so much guilt over that.
All me and all my guilt over here.
Yeah, and all those people you. Oh, I was gonna say like raped. That's
Jesus
terrible.
Christ,
yeah,
dude.
that's why I stopped.
You didn't stop. You said it. You stopped yourself. You were like, "Well, I was gonna say that." That's you saying it. Effectively,
just not directly at you.
He hasn't been charged.
No, he hasn't. Yeah,
I haven't been. Hold on. Charge implies like an accusation, though. I don't like any of this.
He hasn't been accused either.
Can we get back to the Brandon Nuremberg trials?
No.
Yeah,
that's
much
past.
more believable.
Thank you.
That is the issue because, like, one of us could ostensibly pick up a criminal charge, but it would be unlikely that one of us would be at the Nuremberg trials under, getting charged there.
From that specific point in time event, yeah, it's probably pretty slim pickings that one of us is associated with the Nuremberg trials.
Unlikely.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But something else.
Unless it did Nuremberg Trials 2.
The Nuremberg trials it's like the sequel. It was a movie, and now it's a TV miniseries, and
just like the Santa Claus,
starring Tim Allen. Oh, the Santa Claus. That's what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So this is your first time watching. Any initial thoughts you want to talk about before we get into it, Lucas?
It's pretty dumb. Pretty stupid. These aren't really elves. They're kind of just kids, right? Is that part of the gimmick?
I mean, that was in the Santa Claus too, so.
That was stupid as well. I haven't seen Bernard. I was promised Bernard being back. He wasn't this episode.
He hasn't been in that yet. Who promised you that?
Who promised that?
I thought Bernard was in this. I thought
Bernard promised him.
He was mentioned.
He was mentioned with the glowing orb thing, but he hasn't been in it yet.
Brad, go spit this gum out so I'm not chewing it into the mic.
Okay. Good thinking.
And then Cal Penn is gay, right?
Like his character and like real life?
No, it's actor.
He might be. I don't think it's important.
This is just a note that jumped out to me when I saw it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so those are your thoughts right away is, where's Bernard? The elves are kids. It's pretty stupid, and Cal Penn is gay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. That's good to know. And so did you feel like you missed out on anything not listening to episodes 2 or 3, but watching 4?
I mean, not entirely. I got the premise. It seems like Tim Allen's character has been forced into retirement, and they got this new guy, Cal Penn, who is like an Amazon. He's Jeff Bezos, essentially.
Pretty much.
And that's what's happened so far.
Amazon still exists in the real world in this. He owns everything now, which is just a worse Amazon. He's always tried to be Amazon, and Scott Calvin wasn't necessarily forced to retire. He was kind of like losing his magic charm to everything, and so he opted out, and he hired Simon on as the new Santa. So
Cal Penn, okay. Sure.
Yeah, there's a little intro for you. And we all watched, so that's good. We don't need to pause again. Why would we do that? So, what the hell? I accidentally clicked on your audio link that you sent me titled Wonderfuck instead of the script.
Oh, yeah, you should listen to that by yourself.
The Wonderfuck?
Yeah.
It's like Wonder Twins, but it's just...
Oh, it's not like
it's
that
just
at
a
all.
porno, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Santa Claus. Did you notice we're in a new setup in here? We're not at my apartment.
It's your bedroom.
No.
Your home bedroom.
My parents' home?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, kicking it off, Simon is starting his first day as Santa. It's a big deal for him. You know, he wakes up. He needs a win, apparently, because his company, Everything Now, had some delivery debacle. I don't know what happens, but he needs a win. But immediately he lost the coat. The one thing you can't do as Santa, apparently.
Very important to not lose the coat.
Not the one thing you can't do as Santa.
Yeah, you can't.
Remember all those things you did?
Jerk off those kids.
What the hell are you talking about?
You can't
do that if you're Santa.
You can't do that. No, but why is that? All right.
Look at us. We all got our headphones over our hoodies.
Yeah, Lucas has an iconic look right now, and I needed to copy that.
Bangers.
This has got to be the clip art for the YouTube video. So
nothing but a G thing.
He lost the coat, and Scott is in Chicago at a coffee shop, and you can tell how disconnected he is from the real world because he gets up there, orders a Funkachino or something, and it is just, he ends up making it just hot chocolate.
I saw a video on Twitter today that was this lady being pranked to order a fa la 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 latte by her husband, and that reminded me of this.
There's no way anybody went in ordered a follow la la
Out
la
of the
la
drive-thru,
la
yeah.
latte.
And then
What a-
they laughed, and then they're like, "What is it again?" And then she sang it again, and they laughed at her some more.
What a bad prank.
That was a pretty good prank.
Nobody even got hurt.
Every
Yeah.
prank doesn't have to have hurt people in
All
it.
good pranks need hurt people in them.
No. Well, you can tell he's disconnected, and then you get that terrible intro. What do you think of that intro?
I skipped it.
Yeah, good call.
It's only 8 seconds long.
Oh, I skipped it.
There's a
I
skip
couldn't have
intro
known.
that comes up.
I know, but
Yeah.
I skipped it too.
That's how
'cause
bad
I
it
wasn't
is.
watching that shit again.
yeah.
It's so
It's
bad.
just Comet over and over again.
Smorgy door.
No, that's Andy Samberg.
But he looks like that.
Andy Samberg looks like Comet
No,
the reindeer.
Comet looks like he's doing the Andy Samberg face.
Oh, okay.
Dorothy
I was wondering
Yeah.
where you were going with that.
This isn't going anywhere. Just making an observation.
Well, Simon
A bad
is
one.
at the North Pole giving a pre-work pep talk, and Noel and Betty aren't really feeling him. They miss
the black
they miss,
one.
That's Noel, yeah.
No,
And
they're
Betty's
dating.
Betty's his
Are they
wife.
married?
They're married.
Yeah.
Which we could not figure out until this
Is
episode.
We couldn't decide if they were divorced or not, too.
And see, they were talking like they were divorced. It was like she said in episode 1, she's like, "This is why I'm not with you anymore."
Yeah.
And then this episode, they're like, "We've been married 900 years." Like, what are you talking about?
Spoilers.
It's not a spoiler, man.
That's not a spoiler. Are these
None of this is
both
a spoiler.
children actors
Yeah.
as well? They look slightly more adult than the rest of them.
Noel
Noel's
for
got,
sure.
a Gary Coleman thing going on.
I don't know. They're probably like 15 instead of 12. And they just put makeup on them or something.
Interesting dynamic.
Yeah. Well, they're not feeling him. Betty's pissed when he tells her that he lost the coat and just needs him to get to work. He's like, "We got like 300 days." She's like, "Bull fucking shit, Santa. We need to get to work now."
It was like, yeah, she's like, "You don't know how soon that is. We only have 300 days." And then we just like waltzed through the time in this episode. Like it's no big deal up until
We went through a year.
month away. Yeah.
That happened in
The first 3 episodes were like 5 years.
Yeah, they really
We're
were.
cruising.
Yeah. So the fam is in Chicago playing a mineshaft sheep board game.
Yeah, it's like Settlers of Catan knockoff.
But the instruction sheet on it was like a map. It was so fucking big.
As soon as I saw that, my first question was if like the prop guys had to do something about that. They had to make that giant map and just put gibberish on it. But I feel like that'd be too much effort for this show. So I feel like they found just a really complicated board game and stole that instruction sheet from it.
I fucking loved it. He was like, "Oh no, I rolled a 6. Now I have to go down the mine shaft. Someone flipped the sheep."
When do I get to flip the sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of like the Cones of Dunshire spoof type of Parks
That
and
was
Rec.
exactly what I was
It was like
thinking.
every time Hunter tried to make us play diplomacy, and I was like, dude.
Have I told the story about the one time I played diplomacy on
I think
here?
so, yeah. Because Lucas has diplomacy, but he's never played it.
I played it one time with Hunter, and he was like, "I'll go easy on you for 2 rounds, and then you're on your own."
He betrayed you immediately.
He betrayed me immediately. I even had the
Not
great
2 rounds
idea.
in?
No, not 2 rounds in. I think it was the second round at the very latest that he betrayed me. He was like, "Oh, I need his land." So we did that. I even had the great idea of putting my phone on like recorder mode, like memo mode, and hiding it because we had rooms dedicated for doing secret shit. And I was like, "We can listen in. That's not against the rules, right?" He's like, "There's not anything specifically against it." So I did that, and he used all that information to fuck me over. And then I just
That sounds about right from what I know about Hunter.
yeah. Fuck you, Hunter,
Fuck
if you're
you,
out
Hunter.
there.
Yeah, fuck you, Hunter. I bet you once, but fuck you.
Hunter, I hardly know her.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Got his ass.
He would always get so pissed at me because I was like, "I'm not playing." He's like, "You're gonna play." I was like, "Fine, then I'm Switzerland," which wasn't a country you could play in the game. It was just me being neutral, and I would just walk around between room and room as people told lies and secrets to each other, and I would just kind of like, and then walk out and be like, "What the fuck was that?"
Who's
And I go
that
into
man?
another room and they're like, "Will you tell me something?" And I was like, "I don't know," and then I just walk out and they'd be like, "Switzerland's on one."
Brandon's neutral for profit. He charged $5 per secret.
Good way to make money.
That's what Switzerland
Good
does.
career.
That's why they're so rich.
Not what they do. They don't give fucking secrets to other people, other
They
countries.
just guard the
They've been-
Pope.
They've
They
been
guard the Pope.
they've been working with Russia during this war in Ukraine. They've just been giving secrets out like crazy.
They just
Yeah.
make chocolate
No.
and guard the Pope.
That's it.
Do they guard the Pope?
Guard the Pope.
They
The
guard
Swiss
the
guard.
Pope?
Mm-hmm.
That's not K-Swiss.
I
the
never even
brand.
heard of that.
Well,
They dress crazy, but they're super legit. Look them up. Look them up.
Carter's pissed about that
Carter's
whole
not in the Swiss guard.
No, the whole Russian thing, because we got Brittany Griner back, but we traded a Russian's armed dealer that like traded nukes and shit, and it was
The
like
Angel of Death.
yeah,
Or the Merchant of
the
Death.
Merchant of Death. He was trying to put. He's like, imagine like in fantasy basketball, somebody offers you Brittany Griner, but you have to give up the Merchant of Death. You're like, I would never do that trade.
I would, because the Merchant of Death is not giving me any points, and Brittany Griner's getting me like a solid 30 to 40 bomb every week. Every
Yes.
game, I should say.
But
I'm
the
doing
Merchant
that.
of Death has got to be like Jokic. Imagine trading Jokic for Brittany Griner.
We probably should have gotten a couple picks back.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. We'll see what weapons get traded around.
Yeah.
Now, well, the kids are needing to start school. So they develop a backstory that Carol was an Alaskan bush pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And they get to the school, and Cal immediately meets this girl, Riley, when bumping into her, and they're vibing immediately. She thinks he's cute with all this North Pole elf talk shit. He's just like, oh, she didn't make the softball team. That's kind of hot.
Oh no.
Oh, it's Alex.
Best name alive.
And Jinjo.
And Jinjo. But yeah, he's vibing. And Sandra to school, she brought a full coat of animals.
Well, just the
Just
one.
like I
No,
did.
there were 3.
What?
She had like a rabbit, a turtle, and something else. She pulled out.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the turtle. I didn't see a third one though.
I think it was just 2.
Oh, maybe it was 2.
We'll
meet in the
This
middle.
part. I was mad because her dad's like, "Don't bring animals in," and she's like, "He prefers to be called a reptile." Like that's still an animal.
We are animals.
No.
We're reptiles.
Yeah. There we go.
And you find out that Carol's gonna stick around at school because if you remember from the movie The Santa Clauses 2, she used to be the principal of that school, and so she's gonna stick around.
But that's what she is?
Yes. And Scott really like dates himself here, talking about Blockbuster and VCRs and everything. Everybody's like, "You're so funny," and he's like, "Yeah, I guess." And back at the North Pole, Simon visits the control room, and apparently in there's an elf from the South Pole, which sounds very racist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But he doesn't believe in magic as much as just science, all the science behind Christmas.
Oh,
And
this is the
Simon's
nerd elf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simon's
Call it
very
itself.
excited about the technology to get all the gifts to people so early. He's like, we can use time warps and all that and just deliver gifts all the time.
Parallel dimensions, wormholes.
I didn't see what was such the downside of this idea. He's like, everybody can have everything they want whenever they want. I'm like, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
he
but then it
totally
wouldn't be special.
he totally missed the meaning. It's not Christmas if you get it every
Who gives
day.
a fuck if everyone can eat?
Yeah, I think food's probably a good way to
Yeah, but then the elves are out
sell
of
those
jobs.
products. Who gives a
Don't
shit?
care. Kill them all.
I don't know what elves are. Kill them all.
Destroy
off
us
a cliff.
all!
I
Chase them down like buffalo.
Man, get real jobs. They're probably malnourished, drinking nothing but sugar.
That's
all
true.
day.
Yeah.
Those are slave laborers. Like, why
They
are we
do
like
drink a lot of milk, so their bones are probably so strong.
milk and sugar? They're probably like bloated and not digesting anything. If it's all lactose they've got in their bodies, like we're not meant to ingest lactose as it is. They're probably
That's why they're so
developing an
little.
intolerance so quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
you
have
do.
nutrients.
You usually lose that enzyme around 6 years old. So
Yeah.
almost all people in like Eastern Asia have lost that enzyme, but like here in America and like Western Europe, still like half of us have it.
Like, who gives a fuck about Christmas though?
When we could end world hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know what? You're right, Lucas. We are too
Thank
much
you.
in the spirit.
So
Well,
is Cal Penn.
Yeah. And time flies by because it's Memorial Day and they're at a park barbecue and Cal and Riley once again hitting it off on a park bench. But then there's this runaway horse like running through the park. Sandra chased down this horse on foot and mounted it like while it was running full speed.
Yeah. She caught up.
She
fast
ran
as hell.
faster than the horse for a
She's
second.
fast as hell.
Pretty stupid.
She's fast as Noel.
What? Where'd the horse come from?
I don't know. It was at this park on Memorial Day.
Just had a saddle, and she just like hopped up in it.
I
Whoa,
love
Becky. Whatever.
his reaction to Memorial Day.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what are we celebrating? Oh, fallen soldiers. Like, why are we having a picnic? What is this?
It was a good question.
That was a good question. But yeah, there was just, I guess, just the equestrian club also at the Memorial Day picnic.
And she mounts it. All the people are impressed with her. And now she's in just like a horse
band.
No, she's in like a horse girl group. But she's also like a horse whisperer, and that fucking horse talked to her.
Yeah, it did.
That was pretty dumb.
It ties into an earlier episode that was also pretty dumb.
When she talked to Prancer and his mouth moved too much.
You're my best friend.
You're my best friend, Sandra.
That's part of this series then, is she's like Dr. Doolittle.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but she doesn't know how to control it. Nobody else knows that it's happening.
Yeah.
And she's like, did that just happen the whole time?
Like a 12-second long theme every couple episodes. That's nice.
Yep. Yeah. And so it talks to her. Sandra gets invited to the riding club since she's a horse whisperer. But she responds, they're like, do you want to join us? She's like, well, do walruses love belly rubs? I was like,
do they?
Probably. Most creatures do.
What?
They have a belly enzyme that they lose by 6.
That digests lactose when you rub it.
Did you say most creatures are insects?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like it.
Belly rubs? You don't know that.
Every single one is going to be freaking out.
Yeah, but they could get belly rubs from like their mommy, like an ant, like a baby ant getting belly rubs from its mommy ant. The queen ant rubbing its belly. It would probably love that. It would be soothing as hell.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
They're not like genetically wired to know what a belly.
They have antennas. Is. They are wired.
No, not genetically wired.
Yeah, those it hooks up to their genes.
No, it's not hooked up to their genes.
Ranting to
their polos.
Ant moms rubbing their children.
He's a good boy.
Yeah,
they don't say that. They're like, where the fuck is that crumb of a saltine I saw you carrying earlier? Did you stash that somewhere?
Queen Ant looks around. She goes, "Schmorgy door."
She does not say schmorgy door.
No.
She does the Andy Samberg thing. Well,
that's insane.
Well, do walruses love belly rubs? That can be my question.
Do they?
Yeah. And now Carol, you find out she's going to be in charge of a new charter school. She's going to be the principal there. And you find out Scott's really the only one not fitting in immediately because got the horse riding club. Cal's got friends and like a girlfriend.
Also, his name is Calvin now.
Yeah.
What was it before?
Calvin.
Before it was
Cal Claus.
No, his first name is like Earl or something.
It's Buddy.
His first name is Buddy, and he was like, oh, it's weird because every elf's name is Buddy, so it got a little hectic. So he went by my middle name, which is Calvin. And at the time, his last name was Claus, so it was Calvin Claus.
Buddy Calvin Claus.
But then they had to change it back to Calvin. So now, his name's Calvin now. And she was like, oh, what? The Riley
That's
girl
pretty hot.
She loved it.
Yeah, she did. Well,
Tim Allen's character really is like, my wife is like not just being a housewife anymore. So that is kind of messing with my vibe.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
He's the only one not fitting in. And you get to the North Pole. Simon's changing things to make Christmas every day now. And Noel says in a quote, Christmas every day will diminish the true specialness of Christmas. It's like how being tickled is the most fun thing in the world. But after a week of being tickled, you start to throw up.
I must have missed that.
Everyone loves being tickled.
Everybody loves it, yeah.
Everybody loves Mel. That's what he should have said. But after a week of Mel, you start to throw up.
And Raymond.
All those pancakes.
Don't tickle me.
Everybody loves being tickled.
No, they don't.
I'd rather have Raymond than to be tickled.
Raymond?
Who the fuck is Raymond? Oh.
Okay.
Who the fuck is Teddy Jenkins?
Should have known that.
Yeah, I should have too.
Yeah.
Well.
Who the fuck is Teddy Jenkins?
Betty and Noel and a couple of the others really they aren't intervening with Simon's new way of doing Christmas because they're supposed to let the new Santa like learn their own way and make their mistakes and they'll follow into it. But that magic orb that Bernard gave them, Betty's holding it, really going through fits of darkness when she holds it. Like before, we didn't know if it changed at all. That last episode, we're like, is it different? Is it the same? This time it went like
spirometer.
Yeah, spirometer. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Better than spirit-o-meter.
Better than thermometer.
Better than thermometer. And now it's nighttime. Everyone has things to do except Scott, so he's gonna clean up and whatnot. And back at the North Pole, you find 2 elves missed work today. And it's the first time an elf has ever missed work.
Playing hooky.
It's because the specialness of the season is leaving, and the people and the elves have nothing to look forward to. So, like, what's the point of going?
To go fucking shoot pool all day long.
Is that what canonically what elves do when they're not at work? They shoot pool?
That's what everybody does when they play hooky. Go down to the local dive bar and just hustle everybody in there.
Guess I've never like called out of work before, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
haven't
have.
seen you there.
Oh, it's like one specific dive bar.
Yeah.
In each town.
Oh, okay. But you guys both haven't seen me there.
At either
No.
respective.
Oh, okay,
billiards
not
club.
not the same. You guys haven't been at the same billiards club together.
No, I've never met Lucas in person.
But you have.
That's right. We played
haven't
8-ball
met.
on the iMessage.
We did.
That game rocks.
Okay, it wasn't 8-ball. It was Cat Restaurant.
We did play Cat Restaurant. That's right.
Yeah, that
We
one's
have a
real.
Cat Restaurant.
Have
do
you
have a
guys
cat
actually
restaurant.
played Cat Restaurant on Game
Yeah.
Pigeon?
Yeah, you got to put all the tables up and feed them the different recipes, and then you go to the other room, and the guy's like freaking out. He's like, "I got one stove. How do I cook all this shit?" And he's like, "Here's a second one, but you can only cook very specific things in this stove because I haven't upgraded." He's like, "What?
It's
Am
like
I not allowed?"
sushi and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, or like I think at first it's just like kibbles because you don't know how to make sushi,
Oh. I
I've
haven't
never
gotten very
played
far
this
yet.
game, so I'm so confused.
or maybe it's the food. Maybe their money is kibbles. Maybe that's what I'm
That's
thinking
how,
of.
maybe. But me and Seth have a restaurant.
Yeah,
It's kind of what we're going to
On
model
Game
after in
Pigeon.
real life.
it's what?
We're going to model it after a real life restaurant we're going to open.
Oh shit.
Yeah, half cafe, half kickboxing gym, half smoothie
Yeah.
place,
I
half
w-
rent a car.
I would go there for sure.
It has
Half
every
an
Two
alleyway
full
butchery.
stores
Butcher.
and half Andy Samberg.
No,
No,
don't
that's-
infringe on our idea,
that's-
please.
There was once Carter growing up. He always wanted to be a chef, and he wanted to open up his own restaurant called Smiley's. And the rule of the restaurant was the whole time you're there, you had to smile. You would be kicked out. You had to be
Like that
eating like
movie.
a smile, yeah. But yeah, it was like super. It was like you have to
Kicked
smile the
out?
whole time, or we will kick you out.
Do they still have to pay? Like, what if you're like at the very end of your bill, you eat everything and then you stop smiling?
It's a good question. I don't think Carter thought of the logistics out when he was 8 or 9.
Probably not.
Doesn't sound
Well-
like you really cared about the food either.
Just about the guest not smiling.
He's just really all into
This could be
people being
accomplished at a
happy in his
hardware
restaurant.
store. Any sort of
Yeah.
Jenny,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
He's
you
not really
could-
thinking about the product. He's like a dystopian general.
He just wanted to own a business.
He wants to write a sci-fi novel.
To be a dictator.
Yeah. Well, those 2 elves missed work, but
Oh yeah.
the charts show Christmas is booming. But the elves love the charts. It's booming on Earth, so why stop now with Christmas every day, you know? The metrics are good. And Noel's fed up over this, so he challenges Simon to a candy cane duel.
Yeah, doesn't he just like get out of here? Doesn't he really duel him?
They just kind of like fence for like a couple seconds.
Yeah. Well, they were gonna duel, and then Betty comes in between and grabs them both by the throat and like throws them against the wall. Shows off her true power. And then Noel leaves.
And
For
what
good.
Noel does is he writes
She
a
force
letter
choked him.
to Betty saying that he's going to try and get the real Santa back because she won't. And he leaves it on her office desk, but Simon comes into her office before she's there to see the letter. He reads it and tears it to shreds.
Good.
Fuck Noel.
Fuck no.
Noel.
Oh.
No, what a
They
dumb
don't say it
name.
like Noel. They say it like Joel.
Yeah,
Which is
Noel.
weird.
And so back at the North Pole, or still at the North Pole, I guess.
I'm Noel indeed. Don't laugh at that.
It's so quiet.
Don't laugh. That's noise gate will get rid of
Oh, no, it won't. You're too close. No, it won't. Hello, I'm Noel Embiid. That's so funny.
it. We love it.
Well, Betty tells Simon that the stable elf is now gone, and that the reindeer with him gone, they won't or can't fly anymore.
The unstable elf is the only one left.
He comes in, hey, I'm Morbin here, and he morbs
Didn't
all
say
over
bad.
him. He did.
So you know somebody's insane.
And there's a quote here from Betty that says, I haven't seen them like this yet, or I haven't seen them like this since the 64 TV special. I looked that up. That's like the old Reindeer Misfit Island TV movie special. Rudolph
They're
one.
upset at their depiction back then.
Yes. And Simon's like, well, you're doing a bad job, and it seems like she might be fired. And she's wondering where Noel's at, because he didn't come home last night. She says usually Zippy calls her if he's had one too many at the hot cocoa bar. But she didn't hear from Zippy, and he wouldn't leave without telling her. That's so
Such a
fucking dumb.
fucking 1940s joke.
It's so stupid. This whole thing has been 1940s joke.
Yeah.
Well, Noel says Betty doesn't want him around because, or he's back on Earth. He's chilling with Santa. He went and surprised Santa.
Back on Earth.
Back on Earth, yeah.
You said Earth twice now. Where else are things taking place?
Oh yeah, the North Pole is on Earth.
And you were
The
talking
mainland.
Back on
did you forget it
Chicago.
was? 'Cause
Yeah.
when you were talking about the
It reminded me of Wookiee Heaven.
you were talking about the data of like the Christmas, like this is going well on Earth so far. It's like that's the only place they're delivering, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the mainland.
I want to make
It's
sure
like
we're
back
not in
in
space.
Heaven sort of place. Ran inside.
Yeah. Back in Chicago,
Okay,
Noel
fair. I
surprised
apologize.
Scott, and they're driving around, and he says Betty doesn't want him around because she hasn't come looking for him yet. But he says maybe it's that 1,000-year marriage slump. He did mention that they've been together for 900 years now.
So the 1,000-year itch, which
Itch.
I think is
Itchy.
I don't know what the original is. Probably like the 10-year itch or something when you're just like, man, I want to get out of this. I don't think it's a slump per se.
Well,
Fancy.
Yeah.
Santa and Noel
Fun
see
and
that
strange.
they're walking around door to door, and they see a snowman with its head off and its nose eaten,
Yeah.
and they go to put it back on, and some neighbor like rapscallions.
They were like throwing a
Some
fit about
hooligans.
the
Yeah.
snowman too. They're like, "Oh my god, he's dead. We have to help him."
They
like,
decapitated
he's
him.
real.
Well, these hooligans, these neighborhood kids, they're the bullies, and they start a snowball fight with them.
Ne'er do wells.
Yeah.
Damn.
They never
This-
do well.
Never.
The ne'er-do-wells
they'd catch
never
a
do it.
break.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they start a snowball fight. Scott isn't what he used to be with snowball fights. He tore his rotator cuff on the first throw.
Yeah, immediately.
And
He's doing too much, as bus driver would say.
back on Earth in the North Pole, Simon has now even brought in an accounting department to make a profit off of Christmas. And Betty tells him all about the orb, and all these other elves, they start to think something else is wrong here
Yeah.
as they're hearing about the magic gone. And these elves just start fucking dying.
Yeah, they start vanishing. Thanos style. They even kind of reference it because she was like, I don't feel so good, and then fucking disappears
Yeah,
into
she's-
dust. Yeah, and then she morphs. Classic Marvel.
She did do the exact, the Tom Holland, Tony, I don't feel so good line. Yeah.
Which is hilarious. Love that.
I would have laughed more if she would have turned into Morbius. I would have lost my mind if
Yeah.
Morbius appeared in
It
this.
wouldn't have been as central to the plot, but it would have been like, oh my god.
Well,
TV's not as adventurous as it used to be. It's not Brave anymore.
I
Nobody
think,
just
Right?
turns
Jimmy
into
Neutron used to
Morbius.
just show up in the Fairly Odd Parents.
Jimmy Timmy
for
Power
real.
Hour was so good.
Yeah, those are so good. Nobody dies anymore.
I just love that they did the animation style. They switched it so Timmy was 3D and Jimmy was 2D.
Timmy was disgusting in 3D. Oh my god.
As it should be.
His teeth.
His teeth?
Yeah.
Well, just like, even if he didn't have those teeth, I'd probably still be upset by him.
No wonder Trixie never wanted him.
That couldn't be the only reason.
Yeah. Well,
It's kind of just a little shit.
I put that maybe the elves are disappearing because they're doubting Santa. I don't know. Like, they're giving up on the magic itself, but Betty tells him she can't let him go on like this and must save Christmas as the head elf. But he just fired her ass instead. He's like, well, I'm taking a new head elf, so you're gone,
Yeah,
Betty.
She said it like she had some kind of power, like some jurisdiction. Like if Santa goes too far, the head elf is allowed to set him right. And I thought that was what was going to happen. She was like, all right, you're dethroned. I'm taking over.
Yeah, it
Santa.
was like an impeach kind of thing.
Yeah, but
That
instead
would
he
have
was
been
like,
more
no,
interesting.
that would have been much more interesting. But he's like some sort of false deity up here in the North Pole. So literally anything he says goes. And she's like, shit, I can't do anything.
Some Richard
now.
Nixon like Watergate scandal at the North Pole, just like going back and forth.
Imagine Nixon was just like, no, it's actually fine. And they were like, okay. Like he fires everybody in Congress instead. And they're like, well, we can't impeach him now. We're all fired from our voted in poll.
Everybody's like, remember Trump did that coup? And he's like, yeah, that was fucking awesome. Let's do it again.
Tim Allen would say that. That's right.
Tim
would say
Allen
that.
would, yeah.
Tim Allen was at the
He
insurrection.
was.
Tim Allen.
He was the one taking all the pictures.
Tim
That's
Allen
why
was
you
the
don't
one
see
that
him.
actually had sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky.
Well, I saw a theory on TikTok today about Tim Allen not being the real Tim Allen.
Oh,
'Cause
I
when he
thought
was
you were going to connect him to Monica Lewinsky. I was like,
No,
how
no,
the
no.
fuck are they doing that?
No, there was a theory about him like being killed in prison, and now this is a different guy because his mugshots he looks so much different than he does today. But I think that's just like
Age.
yeah, mostly
Sobriety.
sobriety.
yeah.
Maybe trying to change your ways.
Not
a
as
little
much
bit.
cocaine in the asshole. Yeah.
Just a little bit less.
Well,
not zero, but less.
Betty's fired, and she goes through the wobbly woods to the Christmas witch. And
Is this a
she
recurring character?
She was in one episode.
She was.
And she goes to speak to her, and the witch thinks she's there for the coat, which had apparently randomly appeared at her place. But Betty said, no,
He drove there.
I'm here to speak to him. Capital H in the subtitles.
God.
Him.
Yeah.
Him. He has risen.
The Christmas
And-
wizard?
I don't know.
Jesus?
Potentially.
Is it Jesus?
I hope so.
Imagine.
Well, back on Earth in Chicago, Scott realizes what he needs to do at home. He needs to be Santa for the family and spend quality time with them. And they can play the sheep game and have friends over, and even Riley. Cal hasn't kissed Riley yet, and they've been dating for 6 months.
Probably Mormons.
Are elves Mormons?
You know, no, I don't think.
Could be.
Could
Can't
not.
rule it out.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what they are.
Well, they haven't kissed, but Scott, he's like, you know what? We're going to decorate this tree as a family, do it right. And he goes to like grab the ornaments, turns around, all of his family is frozen. And he's like, oh shit, not again, or something like, you've done this?
This can't be good.
And then a hand touches his shoulder from behind.
Hmm.
And that's you don't see who it is.
It's him.
Well, I think
It's he.
it looks, the hand is a very familiar hand though. Because it's covered in a
Bernard?
black glove and it's got a red robe stemming
Bernard.
from the wrist down.
Bernard.
Could be Bernard. Could be like
He is him.
I think it's probably
What if Bernard turned into Jesus?
the original Jesus,
Mm.
the original Saint Nick.
Jesus.
Bernard Christ.
It's Saint Nick from Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas. He's there to
He's
beat the shit out of him.
He's gonna kick
Nice.
ass.
Well, that is the end of the Santa Clauses episode 4. The title was called "The Shoes Off of the Bed Clause."
I forgot that. What? Oh, okay.
He had his shoes on the bed once, and he's like, "I'm running out of things." She's like, "Well, you've still got the shoes off of the bed clause," as like
Yeah.
a joke.
She was like ignoring his sadness from not being Santa anymore. He was like, "Man, I just don't feel fulfilled and I feel empty in my life." Will you actually get your shoes off the bed though, and then we can talk about this?
You still got that going for you. You can take your shoes off before you get on the bed. You fucking asshole.
Right.
Motherfucker. She was pissed.
So that's the end. What did you think your first time watching, Lucas?
Very bad.
Okay. And what would you give it on a lasagna rating?
For the TV miniseries.
Uh-huh.
Like a 1.3.
Damn. And it's funny because I thought this was the best episode yet.
I don't know why you kept saying that. This is bottom 2 probably for me.
No, this one had some good tension built up. You think the Wobbly Woods was better?
I don't know, man. They're all
the
bad.
Successus Clause?
Don't make me rank things I hate. I don't want to think about them for more
All
than...
right, let's do hottie ratings instead.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Lucas, you haven't done a hottie rating since Ronald McDonald episode 1.
Yeah.
So why don't you rate whoever you want to rate?
I won't be rating the children,
Fair.
any high schoolers or below, or any of the elves. So I guess I'll say Cal Penn number 1, the mom principal number 2. And I'll leave it at that, I guess.
No Tim Allen. What about the Christmas Witch?
Not applicable.
What about
None of
Will
that bad.
Forte, who Marina thought was in this series?
Will Forte.
Remember when
Not
she
much
thought that boardroom guy was
appearances.
Will Forte?
Oh yeah. Not even close.
Right when that drone smashed through the window and broke everyone's noses?
Yeah, that's right.
And dropped aspirin on the table? What do
didn't
you
see
think,
that part.
Hottie?
Thank you. Pretty close to Lucas. Probably Mrs. Claus first,
Hell yeah.
and then Cal Penn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I don't have any good jokes.
Mine's Mrs. Claus, then probably Cal Penn, then probably that horse that talked.
Ugh.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then probably Tim Allen. And
Yeah.
and then the Christmas Witch. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Ratings for you? What did you rate this one?
2,
I'll
I'll say.
like a 4.3.
But I say 1.3.
Brandon said 4.
I think you said 1.9.
I know. I think you did say 1.3.
1.3. It's a lot worse than any of the Ronald McDonald's.
I thought about it too, yes, and way worse than Paradise Hotel. So,
Yeah, for sure.
and is renewed for season 2, so we're all set.
Boo.
Boo!
It just means legally we have to keep doing this.
Yep, exactly.
Every year
Mm-hmm.
until we die.
Or until the series dies.
Which one do you think's going to happen first, Brandon?
Well, we might kill ourselves because of the series before it ends.
Exactly.
So,
What do you think our punishment in hell will be then?
We have to listen to C-3PO give us speeches all day. I mean, if this series keeps time skipping as much as it has in the first 4 episodes, the sun will explode in their universe before they come to a logical conclusion.
Tim Allen should be dead by episode 8.
The first 4 episodes have been like 10 years. Yeah, episode
It's
8.
like 1,000 years old.
They'll all have aged.
Oh, goodness. All right. I guess that's going to end it this week. Lucas, thanks for joining us finally.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We got 2 more this season, and then it's over. And then we'll just have to pick it up next Christmas
Can't wait for this
for the Santa Clauses.
cliffhanger at the end of season 1.
Yeah, season 1's going to have a huge cliffhanger that we have to wait a year for.
It's Tim Allen hanging off of a cliff.
By his neck.
He's being
He's lynched by the town mob.
And the 11 months before the next thing releases, it actually, like, the time still escalates like it does in the show. Like, every week is a year in the show, basically. So,
Yeah.
11 months later, he's like...
there for a while.
1 week equals 1 year.
Probably
So
dead.
44 weeks equal 44 years. He's 100 years old hanging.
He'll definitely have lost a lot of weight.
Hey.
Am I right?
Hey.
So that's gonna do it. Thanks for listening. Keep tuning into the regular show. Send us recipes. Wear your hoods up. It's a cold one here in Billings. It's negative 44 or something. So
What? Is that the wind chill? Okay.
it was negative 54 earlier. So
It's negative 13 right now without the wind chill.
and with
I don't know how to look at that. Does it say on the
just
bottom
scroll down.
somewhere?
Just
There
wear
it
a
is.
windbreaker, people.
It feels like negative
Takes
40.
it off.
Negative 40.
Wear a
Let's give it a
windbreaker,
round
it's
of applause for
4.
negative 40. Yeah, because it breaks the wind, so you're good.
That's
Alrighty.
good.
I think that's it. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Love you, bye.
Santa douche. I don't know. I panicked.
Santa's a douche?
Santa's a douche. Goodbye. Oh, bless you.
We did it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now Seth's going to try not to do noise gate over and over and over again.
I have to edit before I go.
No. I
What's
can edit
noise
it.
gauge?
Noise gate.
It's part of editing.
Oh, it's so good. I love noise gate.
What's a noise gauge?
It brings all noises that are at a certain threshold. It deletes them out. So no, I can edit it.
Okay. Just want to get home before it gets dark.
It's been dark.
What?
It gets dark at 4:30, my guy.
Nobody told
You came over at 8.
What?
I just gotta edit it because it's gotta come out tomorrow.
That's true. What time do you work tomorrow?
9. What time do you work tomorrow?
10. I guess I can edit.
Until when?
10.
10 to 10?
Yeah, I work 12 hours on Fridays.
Oh, that's right. You picked up the other shift.
No, I just work 12 hours on Fridays.
No, you picked one up.
It's the big money shifts.
It's the people's weed.
It should be. So 2 days before Christmas, though, and it's below 0 right when you wake up.
People
Not
coming
super
back from
busy.
college.
Yeah, but people come back from college are going to go to, like, I don't know, Uber Brew or places they know exist. We just get rich old people at our place.
I have to. I'm working
Sugar
on
daddy.
Christmas Eve by myself. And I can only imagine how slow it's going to be at the pharmacy on Christmas Eve.
I cannot imagine it be. Like, all of Walmart will probably be fairly busy with last-second gifts and stuff, but the pharmacy specifically?
Last second meds.
Oh my god. Melatonin.
I'm sharing it
Mel's
with
blowing.
Brandon.
Me.
Should I share it with Seth? Just Brandon? Okay.
Just me.
All right, I did it.
He did it. Thanks, Lukey.
Now I see Mo.
I'll see you essays later.
For a talking cat.